My name is Eric Myricks, aka Unleased Rock. I'm back in San Francisco, my own stomping grounds, where we are set for our debut of Memories Unleashed here in San Francisco tomorrow night, and I couldn't be more excited.
Please put your hands together and help me welcome the soulful Elijah Rock.
Well, Memories Unleashed is a one-of-a-kind initiative to bring awareness to Alzheimer's disease. And we are here in San Francisco at the Global Brain Health Institute. And I am so excited to introduce you to some of my friends and mentors here at UCSF.
My name is Victor Valcour. I'm a geriatrician here at the Memory and Aging Center in the Department of Neurology, and I lead the Atlantic Fellows for Equity and Brain Health training program. PILOTS program for Global Brain Health Leaders is a program we established with the Alzheimer's Association to provide folks that spend a year with us an opportunity to do something meaningful in their community when they leave. So Memories Unleashed is one of these pilots that was written up, reviewed by peers, and deemed to be really important. Linking science with music is one that we've been doing for a long time. So Memories Unleashed particularly is bringing the message out to different communities, communities that otherwise may not know that we exist here. So it's a really strong working model to increase awareness because people enjoy the entertainment and they didn't really realize. They learned something too. Unless we're representing our communities, we're missing out on opportunities to understand how this disease affects the brain. The metric I'm most interested in is who's coming, because that will say a lot. Are we really tapping the communities that are not necessarily represented in the research that we're doing? That's a very big first step.
Hi, I'm Charles Winden. I'm a behavioral neurologist and one of the assistant professors here at the University of California, San Francisco Memory and Aging Center. Individuals who have Alzheimer's and dementia, the part of the brain that appreciates music is preserved far beyond many other parts. So you may have individuals who can no longer really even communicate effectively verbally, they can still appreciate music. And so when I was approached by Elijah Rock to participate in Memories Unleashed, I looked at this as a unique opportunity to reach a much broader audience. And what better way to do that really than through music?
It's very clear.
Individuals who identify as African American, Latino, other underrepresented groups, these folks are largely absent from our Alzheimer's disease research. The problem with this is that when you look at the statistics, there are statistics that suggest individuals who identify as African American, Latino, certain other subgroups, they have much higher rates of clinical Alzheimer's disease. So the disconnect exists whereby we have all of this research seeking to better understand the disease, find cures, yet the individuals most frequently affected by these conditions aren't actually in the research, and that's a major issue. And so one of the things that we need moving forward, we need better tools to be able to recruit individuals into research and also better tools to be able to connect folks with clinical care. And so I see Memories Unleashed as this unique tool whereby we can dramatically raise awareness while also creating pipelines and infrastructure for folks to get connected to care resources and ultimately get connected to research opportunities, thereby eliminating some of these disparities that exist. Power of Memories Unleashed really lies in its ability to amplify the message. And this is the beautiful thing about music. Music doesn't exclude anybody, right? You can appreciate music regardless of who you are, regardless of what you do for a living, regardless of how educated you are, regardless of what's in your bank account. It doesn't matter. You can appreciate music.
Right now, he's going to come back out and thank you. Right now, let's leave the lights up while he's thanking. That's all it is. Mr. Saturday, right? So when I go up, that's the break before Mr. Saturday Dance. Okay, let's do it again.
Great to be here today. My name is Bruce Miller. I'm a professor of neurology here at UCSF and founding director of the Global Brain Health Institute. I think Memories Unleashed is very unique, and I think this music will spark hope and memory. We want to translate this across the world. One population might benefit from one type of artistic endeavor, another might be importantly affected by another. We know that in the African American community there are deep and rich memories for the music that my generation of people heard in the 50s and 60s, and being able to recreate that music, bring back the good memories associated with it, I think is a step toward protecting the brain. We are sold out with people just busting to get into the doors to hear you, Eric, sing the songs of their youth.
Sometimes I feel like a fatherless child. Sometimes I feel like a fatherless child. Sometimes I feel like a fatherless child. A long ways from home.
We are all very tied to the songs that we hear when we're teenagers and in our 20s, and this is the most important music to most of us. And I think the way you do it is particularly special.
What makes me unique is when you study so many of these artists and then the songs, your voice begins to start to come out. And that's an evolutionary process along with living life. These songs reflect love, loss, and the hope of love again. And I always say, when you're a young artist singing these songs, they might not resonate as much as when you go through some stuff. And that's the timeless aspect of these songs, is when you bring your life experience to these songs. And the way I've been so blessed to cultivate my sound, now I feel like I'm on my fourth record, and I feel like now I'm really beginning to stretch out and connect the jazz, the blues, the soul, and the classical foundations together into what is now the Elijah Rock sound.
Cabin crew, prepare for landing. Thank you.
Arrived in Los Angeles, here to record Memories Unleashed, Impulse 1, produced by Rayford Griffin.
Hello, so I'm Rayford Griffin, and I'm the producer for Elijah Rock's Memories Unleashed. We're recording some horns in my studio right now, and I gotta get back to work.
The Elijah Rock Foundation is spearheading an initiative to bring awareness to dementia and Alzheimer's disease. And this project is a jazz record. It'll be my 4th studio recording. Can you believe that?
Oh, yeah, me. I can like it.
My name is Chigun Rodney. I'm a visual artist from Uganda. Meeting Elijah Rock and being part of the Memories Unleashed project as one of the artists, or an artist who is working on the album cover, was an honor. When Elijah reached out to me, of course, one of the first things that I had to do was to attend some of his concerts that he did in San Francisco and get to a feel of his music. Get to be in the presence of the music and see how people react to his music. And for me, that was powerful because it gave me a reflection of what kind of music he does and how that can be reflected in the work that I was supposed to do. I believe him as a musician and me as a visual artist, it was a good connection to see how we can leverage on our talent or our practices, both in music and visual art, to paint a picture about the world we want to see, the love that we want to share about dementia and Alzheimer's disease. One of the things I believe so much as an artist is art imitates life. Whenever I paint a brain somewhere, it's basically to kind of have people reflect back on their cognitive health, but also be responsive to the urgency of talking about some of the issues that people face with cognitive issues. So for me, it's a blend of love and of course reflection, but also being present in the moment and realizing how we need to be ambassadors to the message about taking care of people living with Alzheimer's disease.
It's a lifetime deal, and I know it's real. I can tell by the way that I feel. Right now, I'm living it up and I like it. Yes, I love it. Hey, you give me a clue. What's love doing to you? Looks like you could be liking it too.
We physicians are trained in a certain way. We're quite rigid in our thinking. But that's not what we want as solutions. We know those solutions don't work. So we bring together fellows from diverse backgrounds, which includes artists like Elijah, who has to sit side by side with a neurologist from, I don't know, let's say Ethiopia perhaps. So they're sitting side by side and holding conversation. And I think the neurologist ends up having an appreciation for art in the work that they do and the strength that it has. And I think the artist learns a little bit about not only the disease that they're interested in, but also different ways of solving solutions that perhaps have more linearity than they're comfortable with. Neither of them is perfectly right, but when the two meet up, the solutions are a lot stronger, and people will do things, in perhaps a different way.
Elijah and I met through my musical director, Todd Hunter. He called me up and said, "Hey, I want you to listen to this guy's record, and if he's interested, would you like to sing on his record for this project?" And I said, "Sure, why not? He sounds great, and it's for a good cause. I'd love to." Part of what drew me into this is Elijah and I's shared experience with our fathers. He's also experiencing a lot of the things that I've already gone through. The long goodbye, I guess, is it's not an easy thing, but there's also a lot of really beautiful moments, and I think that we all can be hopeful that there is as much research being done as more now than ever before, and hopefully it will continue on and on. A lot of the songs that he sang were from Broadway shows. So I get to sing these beautiful songs now, and I love them.
Look around you, and you'll see who you are. On a clear
day. So when you think about music in and of itself, you create a musical track, a musical record, you put it out on mainstream media through different streaming platforms, etc. You reach millions of individuals in a very short period of time, and depending upon the content of your message, that can be incredibly powerful for communicating information. I look to my own efforts. Again, I'll go into a local community here in the San Francisco Bay Area and hold something like an hour-long talk about Alzheimer's disease and dementia. Good turnout, we'll get maybe 20, 30 people who come out. That pales in comparison to the millions of individuals you can reach through music and musical performance. The efforts around recruitment and awareness raising as complementary, and again, it's in large part because of the power of Memories Unleashed to amplify the message that's being shared.
I always feel I have so many mixed emotions when I'm going into a new recording. There's a lot riding on this project, funded by a few prominent organizations, the Global Brain Health Institute, of which I'm an Atlantic Fellow, Alzheimer's Society, Alzheimer's Association. Of course, amplifying Alzheimer's and dementia is that's a big responsibility. So working with these musicians, I've worked with Rayford, who's producing their album, but some of the other musicians like Todd Hunter and on piano. And some of the other artists that are playing on the record, some heavy jazz greats who you'll learn more about. I'm excited to see the magic that's going to be created over the next couple of days.
You change your hair for me. Not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine. Won't you stay? Each day is Valentine. Oh, each day is Valentine. Each day is Valentine's Day.
A lot of times with things that seem a little bit outside of the box, you have to sponsor them for a while to see if they work. In some groups, perhaps they don't even view changes in memory as a disease. So have we made any change in that? And then what happens afterwards? Do these folks get involved in some way? Do they sign up for lists to be involved in things, to learn more? Do they perhaps go to the Alzheimer's Association website and sign up on their listserv? These types of things would help us to understand that there's an increased awareness, interest, and towards a long-term goal, which is really to be more representative in our research that we're doing across the communities that we serve.
We like people who are smart, yes. We like people who are talented, absolutely. But if those two sit alone without the values, I think the importance of the work is markedly diminished. So I think understanding how we can change our own brains around a force is really something I believe in very strongly. And I think there's been a lot of pushback on the idea that we need research around diversity. But of course we do. This is where the most important discoveries happen. So I think the ability to touch an audience and get them interested in their own brains, thinking about how to protect their own brains, working with Dr. Charles Winden in research on Alzheimer's and related disorders. This is a magical event.
This album is a story. It's almost like a love letter between my father and I, with my father living with Alzheimer's disease currently.
Those personal narratives strike something, because everyone knows a father, a grandfather, an uncle who's suffered from this disease. But beginning to bring that narrative in, adding in the music, and then providing subtly some of the science and the opportunities, it's a really strong model for changing narratives.
So I'm hoping that really, as a part of these performances, folks will find that these venues are really avenues by which they can come and be community together and form new relationships with folks who they may not have had relationships with previously, so we can all as a community address the challenge that is Alzheimer's and dementia.
Well, I invite all of you to join me on this journey. I can't do this by myself. We are a movement. Memories Unleashed is a movement that is taking off all across the country. And we believe that with your support and you supporting the album and supporting the live shows, that together we can bring awareness to dementia and Alzheimer's disease.
I think what you have done is you have found the right platform for the right group of people. Well, I believe in exceptionalism, and you, Eric, are exceptional. And so the ability to support and accompany someone who I know will make a difference in the world is what we believe in.
Our vision is to take this all across the country. And you've heard Dr. Miller say, even the world.
A spark of life rekindled in the notes. My story is your story. It is yours. It is ours. It is the story of a people unseen. Let us move our bodies. Let us eat foods that love on us. Sleep deeply, and as we recharge, we step forward, a quiet revolution. Let us sing. Let us dance. We shall unfurl the tapestry of our collective story, bound by beautiful songs, nature's infinite harmonies. Yeah. Hope eternal. Memories unleashed.